Drink that, gamer sups. 10% off with code HMK. What is good, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy HMK once again, and I am so excited for tomorrow. Among other things like the new Tales Remastered reveal and opening night live for Gamescom, we are getting a Nintendo Direct that is dedicated to Kirby Air Riders that's gonna be presented by Sakurai himself, 45 minutes long. You guys don't understand. Like, if you guys were like, oh, you don't really talk about Kirby Air Ride or Kirby or anything like that. Kirby Air Ride is really one of my most played games ever. We would play it into oblivion on the GameCube. Me and my homies, that is like one of the best games to play with your friends.
I'd win. I already have the natural advantage.
Nah, I'm gonna beat your ass right now. You have like 2 health.
That's if you can catch me with that shitty ride.
Let's go. Oh, motherfucker! Go, boss!
City Trial, I'm telling you, Sakurai was so ahead of the curve. Everyone that's loving Battle Royale games and whatnot, Sakurai did it with City Trial on GameCube with Kirby Air Ride. But I'm like, truly the sky's the limit for this 45-minute direct, and I wanted to get some of my predictions and my wish list out for this game that I've been waiting for, and I just really hope that this game is going to be structured and built so much like Air Ride to the point that we are going to, yes, we, tenemos, Nintendo Wii, no, Nintendo Switch 2, but that we are gonna play this game into the wazoo for years on end, just like we did for Kirby Air Ride. It's gonna be good, it's gonna be grand. Now, of course, the thing that everyone should be talking about in terms of like things that are easy to guess, easy to predict, is that we're gonna have the modes of top ride, free ride, and city trial. And of course, other things such as the mission board, which is a Sakurai standard when it comes to his games like Kirby Air Ride, Smash, Kid Icarus, Uprising. That's gonna happen, and that's what's gonna keep me playing this game by myself, because I'm gonna hope to God that it has couch co-op, couch competitive, that I'm gonna be playing with my friends up into the night's end, of course. Now, they're probably gonna showcase a lot of machines, and machines are what they, what Kirby rides in Air Ride, in Air Riders. The Warp Star, all stuff, they're called machines. So we're probably gonna see a showcase of a bunch of machines. And it's so funny because back in the day, me and my homies would name machines or the stars or whatever, different names than what they're actually called and whatnot. For example, we called the Jet Star the Omega Star. I don't know how that came about, but it just stuck. And then we called the Shadow Star the Bat Star, and then so on and so forth and whatnot. And the Slippery Star, the Slip Star, Swerve Star, We actually called the Warp Star the Pop Star because, Pop Star is the planet that Kirby's on. So yeah, customizable machines, I feel, is going to be something that's going to be very apparent in this, new game of Air Riders. Customized to the point where it's like, oh, it still looks like the Warp Star, but then you put a different, thruster on it. So, the thruster, it looks different because it plays different. So, it's a blue thruster, and you put on the red thruster, it makes the red, energy comes out, and then it affects your acceleration and overall top speed, and yada, yada, yada. So, customizable to the fact, but then a lot of people will think that will defeat the purpose of having different type of machines, but then, it'll only change them up so much that it just increases the handling a little bit better for a Warp Star or whatnot. But then you would think that also defeats the purpose of City Trial. But I feel like, it's Sakurai. He'll find a balance. For it. And then, of course, playing the game over and over and over again to find and unlock parts in order to make your own nice machine. But at the end of the day, it could be just instead of customizing it for performance, you could customize it for looks. You slap a sticker on the Warp Star and then call it a day, something like that. But options. Options is good. Customization is good, right? And then, since it's called Kirby Air Riders, I think that we are going to have different riders. Because in Kirby Air Ride, you could play as King Dedede, you can play as Meta Knight, and then among, Kirby on a ride. But then when you play Meta Knight and King Dedede, you can't really get powers because, they're not Kirby. right? So I think that we can get multiple riders, something like that. But then, of course, once again, how to balance the fact that some of these people can't absorb powers like Kirby can, and then that's like a big thing about what makes Kirby Kirby, right? But I mean, like, give them their own power. So we have possible characters: Kirby, Bandana D, of course, King Dedede, Meta Knight, Roach, Marks, you know, people like that. So I think that'll be cool, unlocking those characters, and of course, you know, they have their own powers because they're not Kirby, blah blah blah. But that's why I think that when they call it riders, it's multiple riders that's doing the air ride. Air riders, right? But now we come to the real meat and potatoes of this direct and of this game, and I just like, City Trial. Now, you want to know a fun fact before, like a little digression before I continue? City Trial, when I first got Kirby Air Ride, I was so stupid where I did not play City Trial for the longest because I read City Trial, me as a kid, trial meant demo. And trial meant like, oh, something that is timed. I mean, it is timed, but like trial meant something that's like not part of the game. It's like, oh, here's a little demo that we included with Kirby Air Ride. And for a good minute, I did not touch City Trial, and I'm like, you know, Kirby Air Ride is alright. It's alright, right? And I tried City Trial, I'm like, yo! So, fun fact, right? So City Trial. City Trial needs to be the real meat and potatoes of Kirby Air Rides. So much so, I want multiple cities, like multiple different cities, because City Trial only had one city in Kirby Air Ride, but City Trial in Air Riders is have multiple, like 3, maybe 5 of different types of cities for different type of layouts, for different types of gameplay. And different layouts could also accommodate the other thing I would like is different amount of playable characters within one City Trial. Now, nothing too crazy like Fortnite, like 100 or anything like that. I'm thinking like, okay, the standard 4, then 8, then 16. I don't know about 12, but like 16. And then like, I don't know, maybe if they want to go 32, then like, yeah. And then, you know, throw a bunch of Kirbys in there, either computer operated or with your homies, and then like, oh, connect up all your Switch couch co-ops and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, different cities, sizes would accommodate that. And then what you mean by like, oh, 16 people, 8 people, 32 people, that's right. Online. We know this game needs to be online. You know, everything that's multiplayer that Nintendo's putting out is online at this point because, I mean, that's the standard, right? Mario Kart World is online. We need Kirby Air Riders to be online in everything. In Top Ride, Free Ride, and City Trial. City Trial, knocking out people, getting that glizzy at the end and whatnot. But I mean, like, the crown, whatever. And the way that City Trial works, if you've never played City Trial, if you've never played Smash Run, right, is that you go around the city, there's other people in the city and whatnot, you get powers, you upgrade your machine and whatnot by getting upgrades as you go around. And then if you want, you could fight your homies or fight whoever's there in order to blow up the machine, and then there'll just be a Kirby, and then Kirby off a machine can't really do anything, right? And if the timer goes out and you don't have a machine, then you're stuck with the compact star, which is doo-doo butter, right? So you're trying to increase the power of your machine by the end of the time, and at the end of the time, then you go into a final challenge, and that shit is randomized, right? So they're probably gonna have a showcase of events that happen in the city, because while you're, you know, fighting among yourselves or whatnot, there's things that happen in the city that happen, like meteor showers, Dynablade comes, and blah blah blah. So they could showcase that during the direct, and then showcase the final challenges, like, oh, these are the challenges that you can see that's in store for you. Like, it ranges from traditional races to death battles to using your Kirby as darts on a dartboard in order to get a top score, or the farthest you can go, or the highest you can jump and whatnot. So that's just what's in Air Ride. I can't wait to see what they introduce in Air Riders in terms of the final challenge and whatnot. But that is basically what I would like in terms of predictions and wish lists and showcases. And like, it's gonna be 45 minutes long, and Sakurai is a treasure, and I could watch this man for hours just explaining stuff, right? So I'm excited, and you should be excited. And if you've never played Air Ride, take it from your boy. That's the game, right? And especially if this is online, we are in this. So let me know what you thought about those predictions, and let me know what you would like to see in Kirby Air Riders in the comments section below. And we're gonna go live with this direct, which is happening really early in the morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're gonna go live an hour before 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So be there and be square. Until the next video, until the next stream, this has been your boy HMK, and I can't wait for the game. I'll check you guys later.